In 1948, one man built a car so advanced it scared Detroit's three biggest companies. Not because it was dangerous, because it was perfect. General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, the three most powerful car companies in America. And together, they made sure this man would fail. His name was Preston Tucker. And what happened to him exposed exactly how far powerful men will go to protect their empire. This is the true story of the car Detroit destroyed. Preston Tucker grew up on a peppermint farm in Michigan. As a child, he wasn't interested in farming. He was obsessed with one thing: cars. He quit school at 13, worked for Cadillac, then Ford, then Chrysler. He learned everything about how cars were built and how the industry really worked. By the end of World War II, something strange was happening in Detroit. The big three, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, were still selling the same cars they made before the war. Nothing new. Nothing innovative. People wanted something new. Tucker saw the opportunity nobody else could see. While Detroit's giants stayed comfortable, he had a wild idea. Build the most advanced car the world had ever seen. From scratch. With no factory, no money, just a vision. He called it the Tucker 48, and it would be unlike anything Detroit had ever built. In 1948, cars had no seatbelts, no padded dashboards. If you crashed, you were on your own. Tucker thought that was unacceptable, so he designed a padded dashboard to protect passengers on impact. Seatbelts, decades before they became standard, and a windshield that would pop out completely on crash instead of shattering into your face. He added disc brakes, far more effective than anything on the market. Independent suspension on all four wheels for a smoother ride, and a headlight in the center that turned with the steering wheel, lighting up the road even around sharp curves. The engine sat in the rear, a massive aluminum flat six, originally designed for helicopters. It was quiet, powerful, and unlike anything Detroit was building. This wasn't just a car, it was 20 years ahead of its time. To prove how safe his car really was, Tucker did something insane. He rolled one of his prototypes 3 times at 95 miles per hour, on purpose. The driver walked away with only bruises. The windshield popped out exactly as designed. Tucker had built the safest car in America. He just didn't realize that safety wasn't what would end up threatening him most. In June 1947, Tucker unveiled his prototype to the public for the first time. Nobody expected what happened next. Wherever Tucker drove his car, crowds gathered. People had never seen anything like it. One police officer even pulled him over, not for speeding, but just to get a closer look. Tucker took his car on a national tour. Thousands paid just to see it up close at museums and showrooms in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. The public was falling in love with the car of tomorrow. To fund production, Tucker sold stock. Over 44,000 people invested, raising $15 million. He also sold accessories in advance: radios, luggage sets, seat covers for cars that didn't exist yet. People believed in him that much, but that same trust would soon become the weapon used against him. General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler controlled almost everything in the American auto industry. The factories, the suppliers, even the politicians. And now, a former mechanic from Michigan was becoming a real threat. Tucker needed steel, engines, and parts to build his cars. But suddenly, suppliers who had worked with him for months started refusing to sell. No explanation. They simply stopped answering his calls. Then came Michigan Senator Homer Ferguson, a man with deep ties to Detroit's biggest automakers. He began publicly questioning Tucker's company, demanding investigations, feeding suspicion to the press. Newspapers, fed rumors from unnamed sources, began calling Tucker a fraud, a con man selling dreams that would never become real. The same press that once celebrated him was now tearing him apart. Tucker suspected exactly what was happening. He believed the big three were working behind the scenes to crush him before he could become a real competitor. He was about to find out exactly how far they were willing to go. In 1949, the Securities and Exchange Commission launched a full investigation into the Tucker Corporation. They accused Tucker of stock fraud, claiming he sold shares and accessories for a car that could never actually be mass-produced. To prove their case, prosecutors brought an old, non-functional test chassis into the courtroom, nicknamed the Tin Goose, instead of an actual production car. They wanted the jury to believe Tucker's cars never really worked. For months, the trial dragged on. Over 70 witnesses were called. But one by one, most of them ended up helping Tucker's case more than hurting it. The prosecution's strongest weapon was turning out to be incredibly weak. In January 1950, the jury reached their verdict. Preston Tucker and his associates were found not guilty on all charges. He had won. The courtroom proved he wasn't a criminal, but by then, it didn't matter anymore. While the trial dragged on for nearly a year, the Tucker Corporation had no income, no new investors, and a reputation in ruins. By the time the verdict came, the company was already bankrupt. Only 51 cars were ever built. To this day, historians still debate what really happened. Some say the Big Three and corrupt politicians deliberately destroyed an innovator who threatened their empire. Others say Tucker's own reckless promises and poor financial planning doomed him from the start. What we do know is this: every safety feature Tucker fought for eventually became standard in every car on the road. Seatbelts, disc brakes, padded dashboards. The man Detroit tried to silence ended up changing the entire industry, decades after he was gone. So maybe Detroit didn't destroy Tucker's car after all. Maybe they just delayed it by 20 years. Was it a conspiracy? Or just bad luck and bad timing? You decide.